Hello, welcome to my podcast. This is the first episode, and I'm really happy if you're watching this. I'm really sorry about the lighting, and the camera quality is probably not that good, but it's my first attempt, it's my first try, so I hope you're um, a bit kind to me. So I wanna just tell you guys a little bit about myself, probably, or maybe more like what this channel is all about. Um, so the past couple of months, weeks, years, you could say, the only real source of entertainment for me is podcasts. I love podcasts, just learning, listening, and listening to what other people have to say, and not being like able to even argue, to just take it in and then process it in my mind without having to have to argue with somebody to validate my own intellect or intelligence. It really had like a big impact on me, and but now I got things to say as well. I have like thoughts and experiences and all that. So I want to just use this channel first of all as a podcast. As you see, it's a YouTube video podcast, and just inspire you guys, and um yeah, just get into like a conversation here. So the first thing I want to talk about today, which is a subject really, I'm sorry for all the redness. It's just the light source. It's not perfect, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it like worked out over time. So one thing which is like really close to me and really like dear to me is the subject of laziness and procrastination. And by the way, if you're wondering, yeah, I said what my name is, didn't I? My name is Jaktar, born and raised in Hamburg, Germany, lives now in Vienna, Austria, so hence my weird like mishmash, hodgepodge accent. Like, I don't even know where to put it, but it's a bit American, bit British, bit Indian, I don't know. But I hope you're forgiving. Yeah, it's not my first language, so. Yeah, laziness and procrastination. So, is like one of the things I think I battle with the most in my life, and I've had the biggest battles within my life, is to be productive, effective, and not procrastinate and not be lazy. And I'm a person of extremes, so either I'm like super productive, super efficient, like to a degree of self-destruction, or I just become a sloth. So finding that like balance between these two extremes has been a journey for me, and I'm still working on it. And but I wanted to talk about it because I know this is like kind of like our modern day civilization's disease, you could say, debilitating disease. We live in so much, especially we in the West, in Europe and in America and Australia, like in the Western world, but also in the Eastern world, is getting more and more, growing more and more. We have all this wealth, all this abundance, and all this. It's all in front of us. We don't really have to do. We don't have to risk it anymore, and we don't have to, yeah, risk it. And that is, or face great consequences. So if you think about it like in an evolutionary biological sense, which I happen to have a bachelor's degree in biology, so I hope I know a little bit what I'm talking about. But the thing about it is, think about it like in an evolutionary sense. Just let's go back a couple of thousand years ago, or 10,000 or 100,000, during the time when the first intelligent humans were evolving, and like which were similar to us. If the guy didn't wake up in the morning and go out for the hunt, or for fetching fresh water, or getting the fruits or the berries, that would mean death. Death for him, for his children, for his, maybe not immediately, but in a calculable future, maybe a couple of days. So for him, being lazy and procrastinate, the consequence of that would have been death. So the pressure of the subject is so high because the consequence of it is death. And no one wants to die. Most people. Let's put it that way. I know there's like depression and so, which we will cover, or which I will cover like on another episode. Well, so the consequence of that is death. I live like in Europe. I grew up in Germany and now I'm in Austria, and we in Europe we have like lots of social system. We are like a socialist democracy, you could say. A capitalist socialist democracy. I don't know if that's like the right term, but I think that sums it up pretty well. So if you have ingredients of socialism in your countries, which I actually appreciate. I know there's like many ups and downs, especially if you look in the 20th century, socialist countries fucked it up quite a lot. But I don't think that means like the whole concept is bad. So as I understand in the context of Germany and like European countries, especially Germany, socialism is that the state provides for the minimum needs of the person. So in the German constitution, I think it is the first, maybe not. If it's not the first, I'm sorry. But I think the first like amendment, you could say, is, and I'm just loosely gonna translate it, is the human's honor and dignity is the highest. Is not to be touched and not to be like hurt or broken. And there's like more paragraphs under it. So that means in the German constitution, the human dignity is seen as the highest, the human honor. And with that comes in a German understanding to a dignified life. It means you have food, it means you have you have a roof above you, it means you have insurance, like all these things. This constitutes in a German, you could say, understanding what it means, the dignity of a human. He has food, or she. So this is a very good thing. That means there's not so much starvation in Germany, and like people are taken care of, especially when it comes to vulnerable people who might not have, without these systems, might have not had the means to get a roof and food and all these things. But as everything in life, the flip side of that is it makes us lazy. It makes us, because the highest pressure a human being can feel is the pressure of survival, and it's the pressure of, if I don't do this, I won't have food, I won't have a roof above my head. So a person who has this pressure is always motivated. It might be even a negative motivation. We can agree with, I agree with that. But it is a kind of motivation which can lead to actually great freedom, because you become a hustler, you really put your energy in, and you understand, if I don't do this, it means my death. In a modern sense, in a Western, or even like, let's say, I always speak from my own experience, I can't speak, but I think in America, I guess you have social security numbers, and so there must be some system where where the state provides for the people. Maybe not that degree as it is in Germany, or in Austria, but there must be like something, I guess. Maybe you can enlighten me in the comments. And So, where was I? Yeah, so the flip side. And so people become lazy because the pressure is not there of survival. And you're not waking up in the morning when the alarm clock rings. And what is the consequence of that? You ain't gonna die. You ain't gonna starve. You ain't gonna lose your roof. So the subject matter, it gets muffled down. Because pressure means like it's in your head. It's like screaming at you like, fuck, get up, do this, come on, what you waiting for? If you don't do this, that bad thing's gonna happen. But now, that bad thing is not gonna happen. So, and that subject is this. It's easier to muffle it down because whatever, man. I can wake up at 10 and then slowly just wake up and make some breakfast and slob around. It ain't gonna kill me. That is the dilemma we are in right now. I'm sorry that I'm like not always looking into the camera, but it is also a podcast, so I'm gonna learn it, yeah? I'm like looking at the screen all the time. And so that is the dilemma we got. The pressure is not there anymore. The consequence is not that high anymore. But actually, it is. It's a slow death. It's a death of the soul. It's a death of the spirit. And it's a death of the what it means to be a human being is that aliveness. There's a saying, I think like many Indian teachers have said that. It says some people die at 25 but get buried when they're 80. It's like something, their human spirit, their aliveness, the juice, the drive, that gets killed. And I think laziness and procrastination is one of the causes, great causes for this. I know there are other causes, there's depression, there's workaholics and all that, but I'm just talking about this one specific subject, and if it speaks to you, I hope it inspires you to work on yourself. So, we have this subject, you whatever it is, send out applications for a job. And you don't do it because whatever, man, I got a roof, I got food, I got some money. It ain't gonna kill me if I push it away another week. So you can muffle it, the sound of the subject in your mind. And it gets, you almost don't hear it anymore. You might not hear it anymore, but what it does, the fucking emotion seeps still through. The words might be muffled, but the vibration of it, the feeling of it, it's still there. And it seeps in slowly. It's a little bit slower. Because the first 1 or 2 days, you can, it's just 2 days. Then it's a week, then it's a month, then it's a year. And then it becomes a habit. And that feeling just grows like a cancer within you. And first you cannot really put a finger on it, because it's very small. But then it grows and grows and grows, and it sucks up all your life energy to keep this weird like construct that you have built in your mind of pushing away the things you gotta do, becoming lazy and all this, it sucks up all your life energy in a weird way. It becomes like a cancer, like a gelatinous thing that just sucks up all your happiness, all your drive, all that makes life worthy gets pushed out and sucked out. And then one day you're not able to feel happiness anymore, joy. aliveness, ecstasy. The only thing you can feel now is this numbedness. Is this feeling of not being worthy, not being loved. And the chain reaction of these emotions is a downward spiral, which eventually leads to some kind of death. It's one scenario where laziness and procrastination can lead to. It's a very crass one, I guess. But I think it's a very common one. And people have then wake-up calls. It's not that it doesn't happen, that somebody comes and kicks your ass and you get your shit together, but maybe this could be the wake-up call for you. To not go down this spiral, not go down this road. Sorry. Not go down this path that might lead to devastation, basically. There's nothing more devastating than like a life not like lived to its fullest potential, or to at least scratch at the ceiling of the fullest potential. If you just stay a seed on the field, and some like machinery comes over you, it builds like a road and then a building, and then you will never get a chance to grow your roots and grow up and see what you can actually do. This is what happens to many people, and it's an awful feeling, and I have that. And I've had it, and it's not that strong anymore, because I do things not to fall into that. I still have one thing how I deal with it is I I have like every week like one day or at least half a day of laziness, just slobby laziness, where I can just live the sloth life. But the other days I do my best to get all my to-do things, all the things done. And so what do I do to not fall into the trap of laziness? It's first of all realizing where my laziness will lead me. And then realizing, conquering the laziness, where that could lead me. It could lead me to like fortunes and health and amazing like experiences. And this can be applied to so many things in life. It's also like people are sometimes lazy and procrastinate in one specific area of their life. Maybe it's romance, maybe it's health, maybe like one thing. They might be like slaying all the other things in their life, but there's like one thing. This is also a way of laziness and procrastination, in which I think I can identify most with. This like I have like some areas I'm lazy with, and some areas I'm really like on it. So what do? I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is like I change it up a little bit. Sometimes I change like the order of how I'm doing the things. But the first things I usually do is like I do push-ups. I do 300 push-ups, which is a lot, I know. I do like in 50 or 30 sets, and different ones always. Then I take a cold shower, and then I do a meditation. And after that, I feel like, okay, I've at least done something for my health, for my well-being, for my mind, for my emotion, for feeling well. And then I usually have a to-do list, and then I work it. I just finish it. Okay, the first thing, even if it takes like the whole day, and I'm a little bit slobby to get from one to another point, which happens, which is basically what happened today is I was super like motivated in the morning, and then from one to-do point to the next I got like a little lazier, but I still finished it up. And me doing this now is like a huge thing for me. Like, I've been wanting to do this for so many years, and now I'm finally doing it. It feels good. It feels really good. And yeah. And then also visualizing. This is part of meditation, where I want my life to be on all levels. It's romance, it's abundance, it's money, it's how I want to look, how I want to feel, what is the general energy that I want in my life. I'm gonna talk about that on another podcast, maybe go more into like how I use meditation and visualization to make to conquer like my life. I'm sorry for coughing. I was a little bit sick the past week. And then realizing where I actually want to be. This is maybe the most important thing you could do, is incorporate like a visualization, manifestation, meditation. I'm sorry. Something just happened with my computers. This is probably the most important thing you could do, because it starts in the mind first. If you can feel it, it can become like a truth in your life. You should Google like Dr. Joe Dispenza when it comes to that. He really changed my life. And I'm gonna also do some guided meditation and give you like some insight into, because I've been doing it since the age of 10. I'm 27 now, so I've been doing meditation for a long time. But look into that. Feel good about your future. Do things that make you feel good. Sports, go out a little bit, meet your friends. It doesn't always have to be like, yeah, now I'm gonna write the book, yeah, now I'm gonna be like, whoa, whatever, build the shed, like, or build the boat. It could be like things like if you've been like in your room for a long time now and not gotten out. Okay, maybe I go out today for 10 minutes. I call up a friend. Let's just hang out in the park. Maybe play video games together, physically to each other. Things like that. Ask out a girl, but that's maybe or a boy, whatever. Maybe that's a bit crass, but like slowly build up and do things that make you feel good first, that which you've also been putting out. Because if you're in this weird procrastination, laziness nebula, you just basically sit all day on the PC and watch movies or videos. That's what you do. Don't like fucking kid me or jack off or whatever you do. But like, skip the shit slowly and then start doing like things which are nice, which you enjoy doing, or which you remember you enjoy doing, and then incorporate these and slowly, and then start doing that, and then think about, okay, I wanna make money, because if I could make money, I can travel, I can afford stuff, I can do all the fun things, I can take out a pretty girl on a date and buy her dinner or whatnot, like start thinking about what like you've been putting out, finding a job. But if you find that job, what that could mean, or building your business, or starting a podcast as I'm doing right now. So slowly like incorporate these things in your life, and first start with the good stuff, and then with the stuff you think is not good, but actually, and that's something I've been listening to Joe Rogan, like probably many of you as well, for so long. And the one thing is, we're not made, what he always, and I'm paraphrasing, what he always like we presses always a lot on is, we're not made to feel comfortable all the time. Because the greatest rushes of joy always come after we have overcome our comfort zone and overcome an uncomfortable situation, that's when the endorphin and the dopamine rush comes. It's like when you like do the fucking workout, or when you ask finally this girl out, or you whatever it is, that makes you uncomfortable. Talking to your boss for a raise, get a better job, whatnot, like the moments where we go beyond our present minion small self and grow out of it through getting out of our comfort zone. That's when the rush comes. And this momentum, it builds up. It doesn't come like in a day or two. Maybe it takes a month, maybe it takes only a week for you, but for me it takes time. A month, and then 2, and then a year. And then, just think about it, like all these small things you do, they will add up. They will add up, I can promise you that. And this will lift you, this will help you to break the shackles of your of the things that are making you stick to the ground, the shackles of procrastination and laziness. All these small steps, they will break it slowly. You don't have to blast the bomb in the beginning. If you can, do it. But most people do it incrementally, which is much more sustainable and healthier. And then in a year, just imagine the person you could be. You could be the sexy fucking muscly dude who goes out and conquers life and gets the pretty girls or has whatever. You can be all these things, or be the beautiful woman who conquers life and is her own boss. Whatever you think and feels like amazing inside all the time. You can be that person. That person, we see these people all around in our lives. But these people, they became this. Okay, some people might have like a little bit more fortunate childhood or more means, whatever. But there's also a lot of people you will see who had a rough past and then overcame it and became these amazing people we all look up to. You can be that. And it means a different thing to every person. It doesn't mean you have to become Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I think that's how is it? I hope that's his name. Yeah, The Rock. It could mean something completely different for you. It could mean for you like making an online business and getting a van and surfing around with your girlfriend and just seeing all these amazing places. And this could mean the greatest thing to you. It doesn't mean what it is, but have something and then work towards it. So getting out of laziness, out of procrastination with small steps. First start with the good stuff which you've put out as well. Start ditching the self-destructive behavior. Delete like maybe social media or maybe the YouTube app from your phone or whatnot. And then start doing good things, small. Then look into the things you formerly thought of bad, but then understand overcoming these things will get you these endorphin rushes and dopamine rushes and so on and so forth. And this is how you will get out of laziness and procrastination. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my first video. Please subscribe, like and share. It's the first time I'm saying this. It's so funny. And I'm gonna be uploading my podcasts regularly. I will find like a comfortable schedule for me, and hope that you will watch my next video as well or listen to my podcast. Thank you very much. Satanam.